Hey, welcome in. I'm Lizzie Arbogast, sports editor at Tallapoosa Publishers, alongside managing editor Santana Wood. We are here for another night to talk about the coronavirus. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. And just like I said, another one of these work from home kind of days. Actually put on earrings and jewelry today to make myself feel like I was going somewhere, have a little bit of normalcy, but it's
Yeah, that's
it's
nice.
kind of strange at home.
Working in the office is not like really that much different since there's three people here every day. But anyway, so we are going to dig right in tonight. We're going to talk some numbers. The big thing that we do want to note for the evening is that if you're checking the Alabama Department of Public Health website, you'll notice a little bit of a change. So they now have two categories, one which says reported deaths and one that says died from illness. And we want to give you guys the clarification on what that means.
Yeah, so I'm really glad that they added that because a lot of people, had some questions about seeing some reported deaths, but then they're not reflected in those deaths on the Alabama Department of Public Health website. So the medical record of the deceased person has to be then reviewed by the infectious disease and outbreak staff. And of course, once that review is complete, if the death is attributed to COVID-19, the individual will also appear in that died from illness category. So the reported deaths will show up in the reported deaths, and the deaths that are actually confirmed after the investigation to be from COVID-19 will show up in that died from illness category.
Yeah, and so as of 6:40 tonight, it is showing 23 in that reported illness category, 13 in the died from illness category. So obviously those numbers are going up, which is to be expected, but it's certainly scary. The state number is also rising fairly rapidly now at this point, almost at 1,000 as of 6:40. We were at 993 throughout the state.
Yeah, and here locally, we've got 13 in Tallapoosa County at this time, 12 in Elmore County, and still 4 over in Coosa County. So those local numbers are kind of staying about the same here over the last day or so, but the state number does continue to rise.
Yeah, and also nationally, just to kind of give you guys an overview of what's going on around the country, the U.S. death toll has risen to 3,606. That was as of 5 p.m. Tuesday. And in a press conference on Tuesday afternoon, the White House reported a projection of 100,000 to 250,000 or almost 250,000 deaths at 240,000. So it's really important that, we do everything that we can to take the proper precautions, stay inside as much as possible, use those social distancing tips when we do have to be out to make that projection potentially go down.
Yeah, our leaders continue to tell us, our governor, our president, everyone in the area continues to say, practice those guidelines. They're something to really take seriously at this point. Hospitals are also gearing up to test if a century-old treatment used to fight off flu and measles outbreaks in the days before vaccines just could work against this COVID-19. Treatments using donated plasma from survivors of a virus have worked in the past, and doctors at Johns Hopkins are hopeful. They said that this historical evidence is encouraging to them. So they're testing that out.
Yeah, and I think, obviously, experts around the country and I'm sure around the world are working as much as possible to find some sort of vaccine, some sort of cure, anything like that. But it still could be a while before we have those answers. Over in Tallapoosa County, until further notice, Russell Lands on Lake Martin will install no trespassing signs on its island and lakefront properties that have beach access. They're trying really hard to prohibit large gatherings. I think there has been a big question about, is the lake a safe place to go? And I personally, I think if you can get outdoors and still be socially distanced, still be within your immediate family, that is a good thing, as much as good as it can be right now. But Russell Lands is trying to kind of take those steps to prevent those large gatherings that could lead to the spread of the virus.
Right. Also in Alexander City, Russell Medical did give us a little bit of an update today, saying that it is prepared for if these numbers continue to rise, and those who test positive with the coronavirus. They do have more of a detailed plan in place to expand the number of beds available, and it does also have ventilators ready, and we will have more on that in the Wednesday outlook for you guys to read.
Yeah, another story that you can look out for on Wednesday is about frontline workers. You know, there's obviously a lot of still essential businesses. You think about pharmacists and truck drivers and FedEx drivers and auto shop mechanics and all those kinds of people that are still out there interacting with the public and getting services that we need. So we talked to them. You know, a lot of them are sort of fearful about, going out. They don't have a lot of the necessities that they need. We actually, reporter Amy Passaretti and I ran into a FedEx worker that was out here at the Outlook, and he showed us his tiny little bottle of hand sanitizer, and he didn't have any gloves. So, it's a scary time for them, and anything that we can do to help them or they can do to protect themselves is obviously a good thing.
Yeah, and I think it was good to be able to hear from some of those people who are those essential workers right now, because I think that other people who are in that essential category right now can really resonate with what they're going through.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back to talk some Elmore County news and some other things before we end for the evening. All right, we're back. I'm Lizzie Arbogast, sports editor at Tallapoosa Publishers, alongside managing editor Santana Wood. We've given some national updates, some local updates, and also do want to talk about what's going on latest in Elmore County.
Yeah, over in Elmore County, the county has waived convenience, credit card processing, and mailing fees related to tag, title, and license transactions, and that will begin tomorrow. And those fees will be waived through May 31st at this time. And renewals will also be able to be made online at Elmore County's website.
Yeah, and also Tallahassee, like Benjamin Russell yesterday, we talked about how their seniors were going to receive credit and basically be done for the year. Tallahassee has also said that if they are in good standing and passing as of the last day in classrooms, they will receive credit now and be finished. Elmore County Superintendent Richard Dennis also said that was true for the seniors in Elmore County Public Schools, but did encourage those seniors to finish out their courses, in the hopes that they're going to get information that they're going to need going into college, and that's something that's important to finish out if they're able to.
Yeah, he very much said, this is okay if the seniors want to do that. It's very much up to the seniors and their parents at this point, but he's obviously really big on advocating finishing out the year, if that's what they want to do, to be able to get those continued weeks of instruction, because they are working really hard over there to make the instruction the best as possible to close out the year.
Yeah, absolutely. So we want to debunk some myths for you guys tonight. And I think we might actually have already touched on this one, but we've seen it again a lot lately. So we're going to maybe cycle through it again. But, we saw on Facebook again twice recently that gargling salt water can prevent or kill the virus. And according to the CDC, that is not factual information.
Yeah, the CDC says that is not fact, and it may soothe the sore throat. That's like an old remedy that's old as time, but it will not lessen the chance of contracting or spreading the coronavirus. So yeah, be careful what you see on social media, and know that even if it's still being shared at this point, that doesn't mean that it's fact.
Yeah, there's some crazy things out there for sure. So make sure that, again, if you have some questions or some things that you've seen that you're unsure about, feel free to come to us and ask us. And if we don't know the answer, we will certainly try to find it for you. Always want to end the night on a feel-good story or two. So over here in Alex City, the Alex City Church of Christ recently showed support to one of its elders who had to step down from his role due to health issues. And they formed kind of a parade instead of being able to be there to support him. They formed a parade, drove by Ray Kelly was his name, drove by him and his wife Martha's house to show their support for him. So that was really nice.
Yeah, a lot made signs and honked, and I just think that was a really good way to show support during this time, and a great idea for them to get that together and plan that for him in order to honor him while they can, even though it's kind of a different circumstance than how they would normally honor him. I thought that was great to see. We've also here at TPI, Lake Martin Living, is looking to honor those community members who are helping their neighbors in any way during this time. So if you will, send a photo with a brief description to editor@lakemartinmagazine.com to be included in that.
Yeah, and of course, we here at the newspapers as well are always looking for some feel-good stories. There's so many ways. I'm just amazed at how creative people have gotten in ways to help. Doing a parade for a gentleman. Those kinds of things. People are just trying to do whatever they can. So anything that you hear about, we want to hear about it too, because we need some feel-good news right about now.
Yeah, we like hearing those good stories throughout this, and that's what we're going to continue to do for y'all, is give y'all the facts, give y'all everything that we know, report the news every day, but we're also looking for those good stories to be able to tell the good things that our community is doing throughout this. So continue to send us any ideas you have your way, and continue to trust us as your local source of news, and we will continue to come to you every weeknight here at 7 o'clock to deliver you the latest on our coronavirus coverage, and also pick up the paper every day for the Outlook, and the Wetumpka Herald and Tallahassee Tribune will publish tomorrow. So we appreciate you guys watching, and continue to turn to us for news. Again, I'm Santana Wood, managing editor, alongside Lizzie Arbogast, sports editor. Have a good night.
Thanks, y'all.